Hi everyone! In this video I'll tell you about a new feature from RevenueBot launching an auxiliary bot based on the conditions of the current bot. I'll show you how to enable it and give a few strategy examples for using it. To enable it, go to the bot settings, scroll down, open the advanced bot settings. At the very bottom there is a function. Launch another bot when the conditions of the current bot are met. There is a description there, but I'll explain it in my own simple words. Now you have the ability to launch absolutely any bot in your account based on the conditions of the current bot. What does that mean? For example, you have one bot running and several bots stopped, and you want the second bot to start when the price in the first current bot drops, say, by 10%, or when the fifth order is executed. So now you can build a whole chain of bots, basically a constructor, where the next bots launch based on the previous ones. In the settings, you specify the bot ID, set the conditions for its launch, and when those conditions are met, it will be started automatically. Let's look at what launch conditions are available and how to use this feature. That is, you can choose any order number upon execution of which the second bot will be launched. You select the second bot by its ID from your account. This bot can use any algorithm, short or long, any exchange, any type of trading, spot or futures, it doesn't matter. You can launch absolutely any bot from your account. The second condition is when all the gritty orders executed. When the bot has no more safety orders left, the second bot will be launched automatically. Percentage deviation from the entry price. Here you specify the percentage deviation from the entry price at which the second bot will be launched. Automatic algorithm reversal. This is used if, in this bot, you have enabled the automatic algorithm reversal function. When it triggers, a bot with the opposite algorithm will be launched, as well as a third bot that you select. There is also an option to stop the current bot when one of these conditions is met, and by default the function triggers only once in the current cycle. It is enabled by default. I'll show later on an example what this means and how to use it. The difference between this feature and the old automatic algorithm reversal is that previously you could only choose a bot on the same exchange and with the opposite algorithm, and when the conditions were met, the first bot on spot would transfer the deposit to the second bot, and on futures it would simply stop the cycle and the position would go under manual control. With this new feature, you can launch absolutely any bot. Here, you decide for yourself whether to keep the current bot running or stop it. It will stop with an active cycle, and then you decide what to do with it. Either resume by pressing a start, or cancel the cycle and take manual control of the position. Let's look at some examples of how to use this feature. Example 1. Auto-Hedging. This is, for example, when you have a long position and the price is falling. To avoid liquidation, you need to open a position in the opposite direction with the same volume. What does this give us? For example, last month on October 11th, within 15 minutes the prices of some coins collapsed by 50% and more. Many users, actually the whole market, took massive liquidations. If you use this feature, for example, when the entire grid has been executed or when a certain deviation percentage is reached, a bot with the opposite algorithm is launched. And even if the price had fallen by 100% and the coin went to zero, you would not have been liquidated, because you would have a 100% compensation between your short and long positions. After the price returns to its previous level, you would then need to figure out how to close the two bot positions, but that is still 100% better than getting a full liquidation. That's the idea behind auto-hedging. We select all grid orders executed. Or additionally set price overlap. For example, 25%, the deviation percentage 26%, just as extra insurance. And here we specify the bot ID that is already created in your account. You need to create it in advance before enabling this function for auto-hedging. In this example bot, you have, say, a $1,000 deposit, 5x leverage, and 10 orders. For auto-hedging, you set the same deposit, the same leverage, but you create a bot with one order so that when it is launched, it immediately compensates 100% of the position size. And in the second bot, you configure a plot market order so that it is executed instantly. Example 2. Chain of single order bots. The second use case of this function is launching a chain of single order bots. Let me show this in the settings. For example, we choose a grid but with one order, an offset from the market, and we set some entry filter for the first bot. Now let's enable the Wenthat's percentage deviation from the entry price, say was 5%. We create a second bot with exactly the same settings in advance, and now you have a choice. Either the second bot will enter a trade immediately when the price deviates by 5%, in that case, in the second bot you remove all entry filters. Or you set your own filter in the second bot, and then each order will enter by its own indicator. In the second bot, you set stop the bot after n completed trades. 1 trade. Now I'll explain how this works. The first bot starts, buys, and its price deviates by 5%. The second bot is launched, enters a trade, the price grows by 3%, and the second bot gets its take profit. The first bot's order continues to wait for its own take profit. In this bot, you need to disable the option. Trigger only once in the current cycle. Maso. What does that give us? If the price goes back and falls by 5% again, the second bot will be launched a second time automatically. This is similar to a grid where each order has its own take profit order, and once it's executed, it launches its own take profit again. And you can build such a chain without interruption. Many bots where each bot launches the next one. To sum up, with this feature, the possibilities of the bot have become practically unlimited, because you can build a whole network of bots that depend on each other and handle start-stop logic. On futures, there may be one drawback. When trading the same coin in the same direction, the exchange averages the positions, and the bot doesn't account for that. For example, the second bot in its statistics shows a profit of $2, while on the exchange it is actually $1. But don't worry, when the first bot's order is executed, its statistics will show a profit of $2, and on the exchange you'll see $3. So averaging will happen there, and the average entry price will be recalculated. If you have any questions, write to us in support, in Telegram, or in the support chat. The feature may look complicated at first glance, but there's nothing difficult. You can easily figure it out and use it.